In this video, we will go through the scene state node and condition node concepts in Spatial Editor, starting with scene state nodes, where we can make parts of the model or the whole model visible or interactable for the user. Here, for example, this screen node makes our whole model visible, but let's add our own node that, for example, helps the user move a piece. So since we want to move something, let's call it interactable, and add on scene state change, where we can select if we want to interact with the model, if we want to hide or show pieces and parts of the model, or if we want to reset transform here, where we can return the model in its initial state after the user's interaction or the visibility change. In our example, let's select interactable. And of course, the user can move or rotate a piece on the different axes, and this has to do with our use case. For example, the lever makes sense to be rotated in the y-axis, for example, up to 90 degrees. That's what the real life usage is. Or this piece that supports the cup can be moved front to back. We can select here for our own target piece where we would like to move it on the axis. So back to our use case here, we can select the target. Let's say we want to move the piece where the cup sits. So we click it and enter. You can see it here. And let's say the user can move it in all directions, it's fine. So this is ready, the user will be able to move it, but let's say we want to reset it afterwards. So we create a new one with, call it reset model, and add the target. Let's say we select the same piece to go back to its place. So now the user can move the piece, bring it out, then it will return to its initial place. Now adding a condition node here, let's say, for example, if the object has moved, we can, in this example, check if the lever has moved and the capsule has dropped inside. So we can ask, we can select the target first, click on it, pick the lever, and then ask, for example, was the lever moved or opened. And here we have some rotation only is needed, because that's the only movement that the piece can make. And let's say that our target rotation is 90 degrees on the y-axis. So the user has to move it all the way up. Of course, we can, this will trigger a true connection, or if this condition doesn't happen and let's say the user opens it up to 40 degrees, for example, a false connection will be triggered. But this, of course, we can add some tolerance, for example, 10. So if the user opens up to 80 degrees, let's say, it will still trigger a true connection. And in this way, we can select different paths, whether if an action has been completed correctly by the user, or maybe, for example, we can allow them to try again if they don't make it through.